Welcome to Bills Nation Daily, your ultimate daily dose of everything Buffalo Bills. Today, I want to focus specifically on what really stood out to me in the latest preseason action. The angle I'm going to take here is very much about individual player performances, rather than game scripts, play calls, or overall team execution. Those elements can be interesting during the regular season, but in the preseason, the story is almost always about the players themselves and how they perform in their opportunities on the field. I also want to frame this conversation through the lens of the Bills draft class, because that's where some of the most intriguing developments are taking place. By focusing on each draft pick and analyzing how they looked in this early stage, we can naturally touch on other important talking points that arose from the tape and really get a sense of what this team might look like in the coming season. Let's start with the Bills' first-round pick, cornerback Maxwell Harrison. Now, he didn't actually play in this game, but that doesn't mean there's nothing to discuss. Even in his absence, what became clear to me was the direction the Bills seem to be going with their defensive scheme. There's a definite intent to play more man coverage, and I anticipate seeing more five-man and even six-man pressures. In this style, the defensive backfield, particularly the corners, are often left isolated, and this is precisely where Harrison's skill set is expected to shine. His athleticism, ball skills, and ability to cover ground make him a natural fit for a more aggressive, press-heavy scheme. For now, Trey White will hold the cornerback position, which likely will last a bit longer than initially anticipated due to Harrison's injury. Trey White is a functional player, but in my view, he doesn't quite have the speed or range needed for the full demands of the Bills' defensive vision. He tends to play with a little extra cushion, which can limit his effectiveness, especially with Christian Benford taking on the CB1 role and drawing significant targets elsewhere. White will need to play carefully to avoid being a liability, but he's capable of holding the position steady until Harrison is ready. Once Harrison steps in, his athletic profile could unlock the full potential of the Bills' defensive plans. Moving on to the defensive tackles, TJ Sanders and Deon Walker really caught my attention. Starting with Sanders, his pass rush in the game stood out. The traits that made him an exciting prospect at South Carolina, explosiveness, flexibility, and power at the point of attack, were on full display. One play in particular, where he dominated the right guard but the quarterback managed to get the ball off before he could sack him, showcased both his physical abilities and his technique, including a two-hand swipe into a rip move that looked incredibly effective. Throughout the game, Sanders consistently demonstrated these skills, which is very encouraging when evaluating his potential as a disruptive force on the interior line. The Bills recently released a preseason depth chart that moves Sanders from the third-team to second-team rotation, which speaks volumes about the coaching staff's growing confidence in him. While depth chart moves can sometimes be influenced by optics or experience, it's clear that Sanders earned the promotion with his performance on the field. Deon Walker also impressed, particularly as a run defender and pass rusher. While it's important to contextualize his performance against the Giants' second and third-string offensive line, his upper body power, long arms, and hand skills were evident. There were moments in the game where he dictated the action, using both length and strength to control blockers and create opportunities for tackles for loss. If Walker can continue to refine his lower body strength and overall technique, he has the potential to be a highly effective defensive tackle, combining both run-stopping and pass-rushing abilities. In contrast, Dwayne Carter left me feeling discouraged. Despite being a third-round pick, Carter has struggled to show consistent effectiveness, whether in run defense or as an anchor in the interior line. While some leniency can be given due to his rookie status and wrist injury, the tape so far indicates that he has significant development ahead of him. This raises an interesting discussion about other defensive tackle options, such as Zion Log, who has shown more consistent ability in the one-technique role and could be considered for more significant snaps if Carter's struggles persist. Overall, Sanders and Walker stand out as exciting young talents, while Carter remains a question mark, and Log's development makes the positional battle even more intriguing. Shifting to the edge and outside linebacker positions, Landon Jackson, the Bills' third-round pick from Arkansas, had a quiet debut. Physically, he has the tools, power, length, and athleticism, but the timing, technique, and mental aspects of his game need work. One noticeable mistake came when he lined up in the neutral zone, negating a potential interception for Jordan Hancock. While it's his first preseason action, these moments highlight areas for growth. With Michael Hoy suspended for the first 6 games of the regular season, Jackson, along with Javon Solomon, will get some snaps on defense and play on special teams. However, I remain unsure which player will ultimately earn more consistent playing time based on what we've seen so far. Michael Hoy, on the other hand, was arguably the most impressive player on the field for the Bills in this game. His ability to shoot gaps, leverage his size and athleticism, and display creativity in both run defense and pass rush is a glimpse of how dynamic this player could be when he returns to the active roster. Watching Hoy's reps was almost mesmerizing. His tenacity, hand usage, and ability to fight through contact consistently made him a difference maker on the field. Though fans will have to wait several weeks to see him in regular season action, his skill set is exactly the type of disruptive presence the Bills can build around on the defensive front. Jordan Hancock, a 5th-round pick out of Ohio State, played safety for most of the game and showed versatility and comfort in his role. He made an interception, demonstrated solid downhill tackling, and appeared to process plays quickly, making him a physically and mentally capable player in the secondary. Hancock's performance is encouraging, particularly as he continues to adapt to multiple positions and responsibilities. Alongside him, Cam Lewis also played well at safety, showcasing the ability to fit the run and make plays in coverage. Both players are showing they deserve roster consideration, and it will be interesting to see how the competition for playing time develops as the season progresses. Jackson Ha, the 5th-round tight end, stood out for his blocking. On one notable play, he executed a textbook block on a defensive tackle, creating a lane for a running back to gain significant yardage. While his receiving skills are still developing, he dropped a catchable pass. His blocking ability could make him a valuable asset in the Bills' offensive schemes. Interestingly, Ha did not participate in special teams beyond a single field goal unit, which was surprising given the typical roles of rookies in the preseason. This absence could be something to monitor as the team finalizes roles and contributions for the season. Finally, there are other young players like Dorian Strong, Chase Lunt, and Caden Prather, who will be part of ongoing evaluations in the next phase of the preseason. These players, along with the draft class highlights already discussed, represent the immediate future of the Bills roster and provide fans with plenty to watch as the team navigates the rest of the preseason and sets its depth chart for the regular season. Each player brings a different set of strengths and areas for development, and the coaching staff will be making careful decisions based on the performances and potential shown in these early games. Watching these players evolve is both a challenge and a thrill, offering a glimpse into the potential success and identity of the Buffalo Bills in the upcoming year. As we continue to examine the Bills' preseason and the performance of their young players, it's impossible not to focus on the offensive side of the ball, particularly the quarterback and skill positions. The quarterback situation remains a central storyline because it influences almost every aspect of the offense. While Josh Allen is firmly established as the starter, his preseason reps are always limited, which puts the spotlight on the backups and developmental players behind him. Mitch Trubisky and Matt Barkley are the primary backups, and their performance, even in short stretches, provides insight into the team's depth and the potential for situational packages. Trubisky looked poised in his limited action, demonstrating the ability to manage the offense efficiently, though there were moments where timing and anticipation were slightly off. He's clearly familiar with the system and can make the throws when given a clean pocket. Barkley, on the other hand, is more of a veteran presence, serving as a stabilizing force in practice and in the locker room. And while his arm strength and mobility are limited compared to Allen or even Trubisky, his understanding of defensive schemes allows him to make smart decisions under pressure. Watching these quarterbacks handle the game plan offers reassurance that the Bills have reliable options should any unexpected circumstances arise during the regular season. The wide receiver core is equally intriguing, especially when looking at the rookies and younger players. The draft class brought in several talented receivers, and their performance in the preseason provides a first look at how they might fit into the rotation. One player who caught my attention immediately was Caden Prather. While he did not see an overwhelming number of targets, his route running was precise, and his ability to create separation against second and third-string defenders is promising. There was a moment when he broke a short route into a gain of over 20 yards, showcasing not only speed, but also the agility and awareness needed to navigate traffic and find open space. His hand skills are still developing, but the potential is undeniable. Similarly, Dorian Strong made some subtle yet impactful plays. He was frequently in the right position to support the run game, as well as act as a safety valve in passing situations. Strong's awareness and football IQ stood out, and while he may not yet be a high-volume target, his ability to contribute in multiple phases of the offense is valuable. His versatility gives the coaching staff options when designing personnel groupings and situational plays. Tight end remains another area of focus, not just because of Jackson Haw, but also because of the returning veterans. Dawson Knox, as expected, continues to be the primary target at tight end. In the preseason action, Knox displayed both his catching ability and his willingness to engage in the run game. One of the most impressive aspects of Knox's play is his ability to maintain leverage and positioning against larger defenders, which allows him to consistently gain yardage after the catch. His connection with Josh Allen is evident even in limited snaps, and it's clear that the chemistry they've developed over multiple seasons is a significant asset to the team. Meanwhile, Jackson Haw continues to show that he can be an effective blocker, a skill that is sometimes overlooked but crucial in the Bills' offensive schemes. His receiving skills are still raw, but as he develops, he could become a versatile option in both the red zone and intermediate passing game. The combination of Knox's proven ability and Haw's potential versatility provides depth at a position that is strategically important for both passing and running schemes. The offensive line, as always, deserves attention. While there were no extreme surprises, the young players and depth contributors gave fans and analysts insight into the potential future of the line. In particular, the right tackle and guard positions are seeing developmental growth. New additions and draft picks are still adjusting to the speed and physicality of NFL defenses, and while mistakes were present, the flashes of potential are encouraging. Communication and timing along the line appeared to be improving as the game progressed, which suggests that coaching and repetition are beginning to have a tangible effect. The continuity of the starting five remains a key factor for the team, but knowing that there are capable backups and developmental prospects is reassuring for the long-term stability of the offensive front. Ultimately, the preseason is a time of learning, adjustment, and evaluation. For the Buffalo Bills, it's about blending veterans with young talent, identifying positional strengths and weaknesses, and preparing for the rigors of the NFL schedule. The performances of draft picks, backups, and developmental players provide a lens through which fans and analysts can assess the team's trajectory. While individual games may not carry the weight of regular season matchups, they're instrumental in shaping the final roster and revealing the potential for breakout performances. Every snap, every block, every tackle, and every catch contributes to the broader picture of the team, and the Bills are clearly using this time to fine-tune both strategy and personnel decisions. Watching these players evolve, adapt, and grow is as much about understanding the team's immediate needs as it is about anticipating the long-term success of the franchise. With a strong foundation in place and a promising crop of young talent making its mark, the future of the Buffalo Bills appears both exciting and full of potential, and the lessons learned in the preseason will be pivotal in defining the season to come. Before we dive back in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest Buffalo Bills updates straight to your screen. And hey, don't hold back. Let us know your thoughts on today's news down in the comments. Rumors are swirling across the NFL landscape as whispers grow louder that Andy Reid, the legendary head coach who led the Kansas City Chiefs to multiple playoff runs and a Super Bowl victory, may have officially turned the page on one of the league's most iconic coaching careers by joining the Buffalo Bills as their new head coach. The notion alone has sent shockwaves through both fan bases, as speculation intensifies about what this seismic shift could mean for the league's balance of power. Buffalo, already a team with high expectations and a dynamic roster led by quarterback Josh Allen, seems poised to enter a new era, and insiders suggest that Reid's offensive genius could elevate the Bills to a level of dominance that rivals anything seen in Kansas City. While nothing has been officially confirmed beyond tantalizing hints, sources close to the organization hint at behind-the-scenes negotiations that involved not only contract terms, but also the creation of a strategic blueprint designed to leverage Reid's innovative approach to play calling and game management. Analysts are already debating how the Bills' roster might adapt to Reid's style, imagining creative offensive schemes, new personnel packages, and a level of unpredictability that could leave defenses scrambling. Even casual observers are beginning to see the potential for a franchise-defining era that could reshape AFC dynamics, and speculation continues to mount regarding the long-term implications for both teams and the broader league narrative, igniting excitement and apprehension in equal measure. Speculation about Andy Reid taking over the Buffalo Bills has created a ripple effect that extends far beyond the immediate roster implications as fans, media, and league insiders try to piece together what this potential move means in terms of playoff aspirations, draft strategies, and the evolving power structure in the AFC. The Bills, traditionally known for a disciplined approach and a steadily improving offensive identity, could be on the cusp of a radical transformation under a coach whose career is defined by bold, innovative play calling and a consistent ability to maximize quarterback performance. Industry insiders have hinted that discussions between Reid and Bills management have been ongoing for weeks, focused not only on contract negotiations, but also on broader organizational culture, long-term strategy, and potential coaching staff adjustments. The possibility of Reid bringing in trusted assistants from his Chiefs tenure or adapting his offensive philosophies to suit Buffalo's strengths has ignited a wave of debate across social media platforms, sports networks, and fan forums, with analysts drawing comparisons to historical coaching moves that reshape team trajectories. Rumors suggest that Reid's interest in Buffalo stemmed from a desire to take on a new challenge, implement his signature offensive creativity in a fresh context, and work with a roster capable of contending for a Super Bowl immediately. As these whispers gain traction, the NFL community is bracing for the ramifications of what could be one of the most significant coaching shifts in recent memory, speculating about everything from draft priorities to free agent acquisitions and the potential reshuffling of the Chiefs hierarchy. The idea of Andy Reid leaving Kansas City for Buffalo is generating heated discussions among players, commentators, and league executives, with some suggesting that this move could signal a dramatic reordering of the NFL's competitive landscape. Buffalo, long seen as a rising contender, would suddenly gain a strategic mastermind whose ability to develop quarterbacks and design multifaceted offenses is unmatched in the modern era. Sources close to team insiders have whispered about preliminary conversations involving Josh Allen's role in the new system, suggesting that Reid's presence could enhance Allen's mobility, decision-making, and deep ball accuracy, while introducing innovative schemes designed to exploit opposing defenses in ways never seen before in Buffalo. Meanwhile, Chiefs fans are grappling with the possibility of losing a coach synonymous with their recent success, sparking speculation about internal adjustments, succession planning, and potential shifts in organizational philosophy. NFL pundits are weighing the impact on playoff dynamics, imagining scenarios where the Bills, armed with Reid's strategic ingenuity, become nearly unstoppable in the AFC, forcing other teams to rethink personnel and tactical approaches. As these rumors circulate, attention has also turned to draft strategy, potential free agent targets, and the subtle but profound cultural changes that Reid could bring, fueling a narrative that the Bills are positioning themselves for a historic run. Each day brings new leaks, speculative analysis, and strategic projections, all feeding the growing frenzy around this potential coaching upheaval and cementing Andy Reid as a central figure in one of the league's most tantalizing what-if stories. That's a wrap for now. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay on top of all things Buffalo Bills, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'd love to hear what you think in the comments. See you in the next update.